there, my name is Paulo and welcome to this book review. Today we'll be reviewing two books and they are 11 Minutes by Paulo Coehlo and How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. So let's get started. So 11 Minutes by Paulo Coehlo. Let's talk about the author first. Paulo is a Brazilian novelist and lyricist. He's best known for his work in his novel The Alchemist. The Alchemist, by the way, is his most notorious work and has been the international bestseller for years. Now, 11 Minutes. This novel was published in 2003 and the story in this novel is of a young girl named Maria. Now, Maria lives in a very small remote town in Brazil. This town is very far away from all the glitter of the outside world. In fact, Maria, as a child, has always been wanting to leave this town to live in some glamorous city far away. Now, this story really revolves around Maria and her quest for true love. As a young teen, Maria have always dreamed of and wanted for her Prince Charming to simply show up and sweep her off her feet. However, that never really happens. After numerous failed attempts at love, Maria leaves for Switzerland to seek her fortune. Long story short, Maria ends up working at a brothel in Geneva as a prostitute. She shuts down her heart for love and now sex becomes meaningless to her. It became her livelihood. She no longer felt any special excitement from sex. Now, Maria was a smart girl. Even as a prostitute, she wanted to master her craft and she soon realizes that most of her clients are plagued with loneliness. Since then, Maria not only fulfills their sexual desires but also helps them calm down and clean their soul by simply talking to them. Now, everything was going well. That is until Maria meets Ralph. Ralph is the second most important character in the story. Ralph is a young Swiss painter who sees Maria's inner light. Now, Maria immediately falls in love with Ralph and realizes what true love is. Now, the author describes true love as feeling for someone without actually possessing them, in his own words. Now, Maria is conflicted between her sexual fantasies and her true love for Ralph. Maria soon decides to leave Switzerland with memories of Ralph when she realized that they are simply two worlds apart. But before leaving, Maria decides to rekindle the dead sexual fire in Ralph and in the process learns about the meaning of sacred sex. Sex which is mingled with true love and involves giving up one's heart for the other. I really like this book. I first got introduced to this book last year when a friend of mine was suggesting me some novels to read. And I'm glad that she did, because ever since then I have read this book twice. Last month I was in a bookstore and I bumped into this book there, and even though I had read it twice already, I just bought it. The story in this book is one that I liked very much, and therefore I decided to simply buy this book and read it one third time. Now, who would I suggest this book and why? If you're looking for novels to read and you haven't yet heard of Paulo Coehlo, then I would definitely recommend this book. Even though I've somewhat spoiled the story of this book, I still think that if you read this, you will enjoy it. Because it's not just the plot line of this novel that matters that much, it's about how Paulo writes his novels. You see, Paulo makes you dream, he makes you think, he makes you question. He makes us question things that otherwise are outside our comfort zone. For example, let me show you. He starts with the novel with this paragraph. Once upon a time, there was a prostitute called Maria. Wait a minute. Once upon a time is how all the best children's stories begin, and prostitute is a world for adults. How can I start a book with this apparent contradiction? But since at every moment of our lives, we all have one foot in a fairy tale and the other in the abyss, let's keep the beginning. Paulo is a great writer. He understands the importance of truth in fantasy writing, and this novel is how I got introduced to him, and since then I've been hooked. I've been reading his novels one after another. Now the next book is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. So let's get into it. Dale Carnegie was an American writer and lecturer, and he specialized in courses about self-development, about salesmanship, and so on. Now, this book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, was published in 1938 and is, since then, one of the greatest self-help books in history. Now, how did I get introduced to this book? Well, my elder brother, he sent me an online copy of this book and he suggested that I read it. Since then, this book has become my all-time favorite. Now, here's the thing. This book talks about how we can improve our relationships with people, with clients, in terms of sales, in terms of interpersonal relationships. This book is simply an all-rounder in communication skills. The reason that I really love this book is because it actually helped me change my life. Right now, I'm in the first year of my college, but before this, for one full year, I had taken a gap year, or a drop year if you will. During that year, I was at home and I had no friends, I didn't go out, and I never socialized. Actually, I had very, very horrible social anxiety and I was scared of meeting with people. I've always wanted to go out and socialize, but I was simply too scared to do it. Now, this book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, is one of the few books that really helped me overcome that fear and learn how to make friends. I remember on my way from home to college and the way back, there was this bus that I had to take, and the bus would take roughly 40-50 minutes. And during this 40-50 minutes every day, both when I was going to college and I was coming back, I used to pull out my phone and I used to read this book in online form on my phone every day. This book really helped me learn how to socialize. It helped me how I can be a better negotiator. It basically helped me be a better human being in terms of behavior. I honestly give this book all the credit in the world to the friendship and relationships that I've made since last year. Now, there are self-help books of all kind. If you Google self-help books on socializing, you will find tens of thousands of books on this topic. People want to learn how to be better communicators. In fact, Dale Carnegie, before he published this book, he used to give seminars and lectures on this very topic, how to be a better communicator, whether it be between a spouse, whether it be with a spouse, whether it be with your children, with your friends, your colleagues, with your boss, or whether it be with your clients. Everyone always wants to know how to be a better communicator. Now, among the tens of thousands of books that are out there on this topic, in my opinion, this is hands down the best book that you can find. And I say that because this book does not waste any time at all. Each and every single line of this book has something useful to say. I read this book from cover to cover. Each and every drop of ink, each and every pixel on the online book that I had, I paid attention to all of it. And I'm glad that I did. Let me show you an example of what I mean. Instead of what I did with the last book where I spoiled almost the entire story, this time I'll show you a couple of paragraphs of one of its chapters. Chapter number 5, The Secret of Socrates. In talking with people, don't begin by discussing the things on which you differ. Begin by emphasizing and keep on emphasizing the things on which you agree. Keep emphasizing, if possible, that you are both striving for the same end and that your only difference is one of method and not of purpose. Get the other person saying yes, yes at the outset. Keep your opponent, if possible, from saying no. A no response, according to Professor Overstreet, is a most difficult handicap to overcome. When you have said no, all your pride of personality demands that you remain consistent with yourself. You may later feel that the no was ill-advised. Nevertheless, there is your precious pride to consider. Once having said a thing, you feel you must stick to it. Hence, it is of very great importance that a person be started in the affirmative direction. You can go on to read the entire chapter. It talks about how we can be better negotiators. Let's say that the teacher just announced a new assignment and now everyone is surprised, of course, because no one was expecting it. And let's say that the assignment given by the teacher seems a bit unfair to the students. Now, if the students go to the teacher and saying, hey, this is wrong, this is unfair to us, this is simply not good, then the other person, the teacher or whoever is listening to us, they might feel defensive, and that's in human nature. We need to always make sure while negotiating to let the other person understand that them and we both want the same thing. For example, we want to give the assignment, we want to get our assessment done. Yes, we agree on that. And with that said, let's try to have it in a way which best suits the both of us. This book is really filled with gems. Each and every line, each and every paragraph, each and every page of this book has something new to teach us. This book has numerous examples of how the rules that it teaches us can be applied. So, who would I recommend this book and why? I would recommend this book to anyone who is looking forward to learning how to be a better communicator. Let's say you're my age and you want to make friends and for some reason you feel like you don't know how to, then definitely please try this book out. Let's say you're a salesman, let's say you're a businessman, let's say you're an advocate and you want to learn how to better present your case in front of others. Well, in that way too, this book is a must read. This book basically teaches us how to behave and how to express ourselves in the greatest clarity for the best outcome possible. Now, that was it for this book review. I hope you found something informative here. I hope that I inspired you to read these books if you haven't already. And if you have read these books already, let me know what are your thoughts on this. I would like to see how we differ on our observation or opinion on these books. So, thanks for giving me your valuable time. Thanks for watching the video and bye.